Welcome back to the Spicy Spotlight. Joining us today, we have Denver and Steve from the museum. First question for you guys. What is the difference between a museum preparator and a paleontologist? And with that,
enjoy that first wing.
Enjoy that first wing. So kind of what do you do?
Oh no, that was a wing foul.
All right,
Where'd that go?
I was going to say, that's starting off good there, Steve.
Where'd that go? Here, wait, let me put that in the light. It's fine.
I think you're good.
No problem.
That might be the first wing that's actually taken a dive.
It flew away.
Maybe that was my key to lead in. Let me let that sit.
And the sauces are in order, mind you, so that you can look at them if you want to.
Preparator is often placed in a subcategory of paleontologist.
Okay.
In truth, a preparator can be a degreed paleontologist. A preparator might not have a degree at all. A lot of us come from art backgrounds, music backgrounds even, some of the best I know, music and television. I'm a geologist. I'm degreed in geology. Paleontology is a subdiscipline of geology. So I'm a little of both worlds.
Okay.
It's like education versus title or job position.
Is there a reason why, like you said, music, like, is there a reason why most people like tie that in?
I know a couple, I think it's how good they are with their hands, and it's also creativity. So fossil preparation, it isn't art. Some people compare it to art. I hear a lot of people saying, oh, it's basically the artist of the paleo community, which is not true. We're working on specimens. We want to be scientific. We don't want to make sculptures or sculpt characters that aren't there.
Yeah.
So we don't really want to restore things. We want to present a specimen that is properly restored and that can be analyzed by a curator or a researcher. There are a lot of situations we run into where creativity is necessary. For example, constructing archival cradles. Fossils get so big that we don't want to handle them with our own hands because contrary to popular belief, most of them are pretty soft when we dig them out of the ground. We have to put chemical additives that consolidate them, make them sturdy.
Gotcha.
This leads into the role of a curator versus a preparator.
Yeah, we're both paleontologists. I'm a curator.
Okay.
Curator in America has a slightly different meaning to it as it does in Britain. A curator basically does research on a collection.
Okay.
You curate the collection, you sort of decide what to collect and decide how to present it.
And so it's really based on the person kind of deciding what direction they want to take that museum and in terms of collecting.
Yeah, I guess. I think curator gets used so much these days. Like people say, always a curated collection of like coffee and stuff like that. Like that's just a list. Like it's a list of coffee. Like this is a curated selection of hot sauces.
That it is.
That you will decide how good it's been curated.
But yeah, really, a curator in America. Like I was told once that a curator's job is to build a collection.
Okay.
And if you're not building a collection, you're not a curator. You're just like a researcher.
Okay.
Like an in-house researcher, and I think I agree with that.
Okay.
Like, you don't just go somewhere and work on what they've got already. You've got to build it. You've got to make it into the next level.
Okay. Well, that leads us into our next question. Well, every dinosaur story has an origin. What was the moment that made you think that, hey, I want to do this for a living? And with that, enjoy the nugget and enjoy wing 2.
Oh.
The nugget is wing 2. My nugget's on wing 3.
Somebody lined that one up funny.
But it is on wing 2.
It's on wing 2.
Do we have to identify the nugget?
Can you
Please,
identify the nugget?
please.
That's a pterosaur.
You got the. That's a pterosaur, which isn't a dinosaur, but we don't have to.
Can you identify the
My headless one.
Not when you hold it in front of the light.
It's prehistoric roadkill.
Yeah, yours could be a pterosaur too.
Yeah. That's the aftermath of a territorial dispute.
I'll say that's the most interesting piece we put on the show is throw a dino nugget into the mix while at the Dino Museum. So
Yep.
And the wing too. We're going with the wing.
And the wing, too.
All right.
Because we want you guys to enjoy the full lineup, but we were like, hey, Dino Nuggets, great way to incorporate.
I think I lost my sense of taste already.
I was told Denver goes back to England to have spicy, spicy curry because he can't find anything else in the
No,
US.
I don't drink super hot. I don't eat super hot food. I usually go for sort of medium, but it's just medium here is mild in Britain.
So I was misled. Misled to think that, hey, put the spiciest thing we
Well,
can
you're gonna
find.
have fun then.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is getting fun.
Getting fun on wing too.
Get a little water on that.
I haven't decided if water is really a great choice to go with.
Probably
the wings.
not.
I feel like it's hit or miss.
I think it spreads it more than it helps.
I'm not bringing the secret weapon yet. It's not the time. It's not
Too
the
early.
time. Yeah.
If you bring it out now, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. So we have to think about the question again. So
Still, you got origin stories.
origin story. I loved digging for rocks when I was a kid.
Okay.
I grew up in the Chicago area. We'd take a lot of trips to the Lake Michigan shoreline. We'd go to the dunes, which are just across the lake. And you can find a lot of Paleozoic fossils washed up on the beach as rocks. Now, most people aren't really looking for that, but I'm a kid. I'm just looking for pretty rocks. I'm looking for stuff that is interesting to some degree. I might be 4 or 5 years old. I'm not looking for fossils.
Yep.
This is cool. I'm 6 or 7, and I have this collection of fossils, and or rocks that I found. Who knows what they are? I get as a Christmas gift just a basic microscope, and I start putting them under the microscope, and I'm like, I think I can figure out, what some of these things are.
Okay.
And eventually, maybe within a few months, I get a fossil guidebook, and I start putting the pieces together. I understand what I'm finding, and I was confident that I could. Ooh, that's getting my eyes.
Don't touch your eyes.
You don't want to touch your eyes.
It's getting in there somehow. I haven't touched this side. Here, just a little bit of that. That'll do it. All right, so yeah, looking for rocks.
Nice.
That really goes with that geology, though.
Yeah.
What about you, Denver?
I always liked animals.
Yeah?
I always liked animals. My dad dug me a pond when I was about 6. And so we always had frogs and things. And I was 5 years old, and in those days, people would just all their kids would run all over the beach. And so we were all over the beach somewhere, and I found an ammonite in a rock. In fact, it wasn't an ammonite. Well, it was an ammonite, but it was where one had fallen out. It was a hole.
Okay.
And it took me about half an hour to drag that back to where my parents were on the beach. I was probably like a little person in the distance, very slowly moving towards them. And from that point, we used to go fossil collecting every sort of holiday, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And it turned into a career in the end.
Right? And a very successful one as well.
Maybe.
I think that's a great lead-in for our third question. Have you ever had that moment when you look at something and you're like, oh man, this is going to be big. Like, this is the one discovery. This could be the thing. Have you had that moment? If so, what is it? And with that,
Enjoy wing 3.
It could be a big mistake.
Tasty.
Yeah, it's nicer than the previous two.
Some people speak too soon.
I'm going to die.
we've never had anybody die on the show.
I have a bad morning.
I feel like Xander on the last one. He had to work after the show.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's got right in the back of my throat.
Oh.
I know I'm going to end up pretty bad, I'm sure.
And don't blame me.
When do we see something that we know is going to be big, something like that?
Yep. Have you came across something and you're like, oh man, this is going to be a big discovery, or uncovered something like, oh man, this is a really huge discovery, or
Without wanting to sound like we're bragging too much, I think that happens quite a lot.
okay,
Whether it's finding a new site or whether it's working on one of the sites we currently have, we find new stuff all the time, and it's like there's been a few times when we've eating the snow.
Started off that early on, Steve.
It's snowing today. Welcome to North Dakota.
I mean, when I found the specimen that was that's still in the lab, the concretion, that was a wow moment.
okay.
I think you kind of get used to it. You kind of get used to finding something you think is going to be something new, and also, very rarely do you know straight away how complete it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like every site is like, well, if this becomes what it can be, it could be amazing. But you're always kind of like tempering it.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess I can say from every time you guys come back, it's always exciting to see what you guys bring back. Because I think you've been very successful in the field. So.
I don't even think I can answer it.
Yeah, I breathed in on that last one.
That one got me a bit. A bit surprising.
Are you saying we should have live streamed this instead of just recorded
Yes.
it?
Yes.
Is that one like level 3?
That's 3 for you.
Get a couple napkins from the break room. Before we have too much
That's
of a
okay. We'll give
tragedy.
you a moment, Steve.
Yeah, that breathing in on the last one trying to laugh was
Yeah, I'll take a moment too.
I got it in my lung.
Should we let them know that Bob volunteered them for episode 2 already?
Breathing in on that last one, I felt it instantly go into my lung. I was like, oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I haven't breathed in yet.
Don't do it.
As long as I don't do it with the bomb one, I think we'll be good. Are you tag teaming Indiana? No?
It only gets worse, don't worry.
The best part is everybody told us they really, really love spicy. And so we were like, okay, we're going to bring a really curated lineup for them. Are you crying?
I told you I breathed in on that last one.
Say, you got a tear. It is headed down, but I would not wipe it.
No. It's in my lung. That's the worst part, is I can feel it inside my chest. I'm trying not to breathe, but it's hard to talk and not breathe.
Yeah. The drink's good, though.
Yeah.
It's good.
It doesn't fix your lungs, though.
If you try to wash it down, it'll be even more interesting.
Yeah. That's why I was trying to flush, but I was like, no, it's in the lung.
In the meantime, dinosaurs in the background. We'll sample the wings. And
They died from a hot sauce.
this is actually how we garnered this collection right here. Got him some hot wings. And some...
Cool my drink down a little bit.
I'm going to be laughing so hard, I'm going to start crying.
Don't laugh. Whatever you do, don't laugh. Because on that inhale, it goes.
After these messages.
I gotta admit, I started a little strong here.
The Buffalo Wild Wings yet there, Steve?
Yeah. I might not tackle all of that. Might not eat the whole thing. I understand now. The format.
Have you ever had a "this is big" moment with Steve?
Yeah, when he's eating the wings. As soon as we got to wing 3, he's like, man, this is big.
This is big.
You can include all of this, by the way. I don't give a shit at this point.
It's great. We'll send you a link. You can share.
Like Denver has said, we've all had big moments. We witnessed them together. I mean, before here, went to numerous institutions. I started my career at the Field Museum in Chicago. I was in a prospecting crew that led to the discovery of a dinosaur called Seots, Microrum.
Okay.
It was named by Peter McVicky and Lindsay Zano in 2013. That's the first time I had my name stamped on like acknowledgments in a scientific paper. It's not much to look at. It's like a pelvis and a brain case from the back of the head.
All right.
But it represents a large theropod, a large carnivorous dinosaur from a period of time where not many are known, especially in the region we were in the Muscatatucket in Utah. So it filled a gap. And people still today argue as to what it is, what its lineage is. Is it related to Allosaurus, or is it more closely related to something like Tyrannosaurus? They
Gotcha.
go back and forth, but the point is that it was a puzzle piece, and I played a role in finding it. It was the first experience, and then sort of you forget everything else. I wasn't there when Sisyphus was found. I don't know if we discussed Sisyphus. But Denver was. And I was there when we were digging it up. Just in terms of moments with this museum.
But when we found that, it was just the tip of one bone at the tip of the snout that was sticking out.
Okay.
And so it turned into something amazing, but we had to dig a hole 25 feet into the face of the cliff.
Okay.
Like we took the whole cliff down 25 feet, like 10 foot in, by hand. It took us 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever. Before we really knew all of what we had. So if you spread out that moment of amazingness over 8 weeks of hard labor in 100-degree temperatures, then...
Probably not as amazing at that moment, but maybe when it's all done, you're like, look at what I got. Like,
I mean, as is the case with many of our dinosaurs, and I think Denver can concur with the big rock we have in the lab, is a exciting discovery, and then you dig in a little bit and you're like, oh no. Oh, what have we done?
But with the lab, every day, like Steve and Deanna are cleaning up something new, and when we're in the field, we don't completely uncover the skeleton, with a helicopter like they do in the movies. Like, you uncover a little bit and you're like, all right, this looks like it's really delicate. We'll go around it and let the people in the lab do it properly.
okay.
So we don't really know what it is
Until you
completely
have it
until
back
it's in
here.
the lab, or at least a lot of the time. So
So
some
that
of the
aha moment takes a minute.
it only takes a minute for me because I just walk out of my office into the lab and there it is. For me, it's like, oh my God, it's a whole perfectly clean bone, one of these things. Whereas it's a bit more of a drawn-out process for the...
There
you
are
get that
moments.
movie moment.
There was a couple years ago, I was walking past one of the sites, crew chief, a Tyrannosaur site. There's just a piece of Tyrannosaur skull on the ground that had weathered out of the hill. It's like, I know what that is. That's just, it weathered out. I can hold it in my hand, wrap it up, and bring it into the lab where we can piece it together with the other bits that are coming out.
On the subject of discoveries and finding things in the field, what's the most surprising place that you guys have found fossils?
This is, okay.
Enjoy wing forward.
I want to be able to answer your question.
You switch over to Nibbles.
I'm a strong person. This one might sneak up on me. That's
It
what I'm
might, or
thinking.
it might give you a break.
The other one, I ate the whole thing and just hit me. These two were nothing. Then that one comes and strikes. What is that one? Is it this one here? Sacrifice?
I think you're down. It should be the 5th sauce in the line.
That's where we're at now.
Steve told me earlier that he, like, one or two of these, like, he's bought, like, in his private life. Like, he actually eats this
Yeah,
stuff.
he says he loves the bomb.
I love
which
the bomb.
Which I find it even better that the other ones are hitting as hard as they are.
These are novelties that you buy, like, in gas stations, right? You look at them and they're all... It's the same bottle with different labels on. Like,
The issue is I
I've
haven't
not seen
really...
any of these in the
hell
gas
this,
station.
fire that, and you're like, it's the same thing, surely.
I haven't really had the bomb in like 4 or 5 years, so I think the receptors that might have like beefed up, they're just not there, or they need to grow.
We will burn them off today. You will be able to eat the bomb all day long.
See, this fourth one is fine. I don't know what's happening. Okay.
The last one killed me. That one was
Unexpected
alright.
places to find fossils. I'm going to give the stock answer, so Denver has to think some more. Your backyard. I guarantee most people have a way to find a fossil in their backyard. I grew up in southern Illinois. We had a backyard near a limestone quarry, so we had some excess rock that was just sitting around. We'd use it to line the garden and things like that.
Yep.
And I don't know, kids will be kids. One day I started hitting it with a hammer, throwing some other rocks at it. It split up and revealed this perfect fossil of a brachiopod. I'd never seen one before. It was clearly a fossil. And it was clearly really nice, and I have no idea what it was, but this rush of excitement, and I got on the computer. It was still dial-up internet, and so, Mom, can I get on the computer? I found a rock, and once I knew what it was, of course, I got out a sledge and started hitting all the other rocks, and trying to find other things. And I've heard very similar stories from other people. Here in North Dakota, a lot of people have petrified wood in their backyards, and Dickinson in particular. So,
Not as cool a fossil, but cool enough.
depending on what it is. People in our field, if you say the word brachiopod, they would start snoozing. If you're watching this, like brachiopod people, I don't mean to, people that dedicate your lives to studying them, I don't mean to chew on you, but
People who go to parties like dressed as a brachiopod.
they look
I've
like
not seen that.
seashells. They look like clams.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're very different from clams, but they look like clams.
Can't eat them.
The first fight at an academic conference that I witnessed was between two brachiopod people. One of them was yelling about the other's statistical matrix and how it was fraudulent or something. But I was a college student. It was something else. Something else.
Never would have thought.
I was
there
gonna
would have been
say-
that much excitement.
Are you over statistics?
Yep. That's
So,
academia.
Steve, you can find him in other people's backyards. There's a guy in Dickinson who brings stuff into the museum. This is one of Amanda's stories, but they got the place he works. I think got a shipment of gravel from somewhere for like the drive or something, and he was bringing in lumps of like bone. Like it's quite often like where I come from, there's lots of limestone, so you find like shelly fossils in the gravel.
Yeah.
When I used to do my paper round as a kid, like I'd find like little fossils in people's drives. But here, there's a gravel quarry somewhere near here that is kicking out like big lumps of fossilized bone in with the gravel, and he's bringing it into the museum. And Amanda's because people bring in pieces of gravel, and you have to let them down slowly and say, no, it's not a dinosaur egg, it's a piece of rock. But look for this. But he's genuinely got these pieces of bone he's bringing in. And they're from some gravel pit. Of course, he doesn't really know where it's from. It's from, it's just like a second-hand place. But
Coming in. Are any of them identifiable to, like, hey, how are you tied
you can tell it's a
together?
vertebra or a leg bone, that kind of thing. And we can look at the. Usually, when you're dealing with gravel pits, you're looking at Pleistocene, sort of Ice Age stuff.
Okay.
But this doesn't really look right for that. So it looks like it's reworked, possibly dinosaur bone from some of the formations upstream from here.
Okay.
It's not totally clear because we don't know where it's coming from. But they don't usually ship gravel across the country if they can avoid it. So it probably must be somewhere fairly close.
There are more interesting answers. One thing that came to mind, an invertebrate paleontology professor I had, he said you can find fossils in the upper atmosphere. So there are rocks called diatomites that are made entirely of fossil diatoms, which are just the little tiny organisms that have glass tests, so their shells are made of glass. They preserve really well. When diatomites, let's say you have 10 million, 100 million years old, when they weather out, a wind can just pick them up. And so you can sample the upper atmosphere. You'll find modern diatoms. You'll find a lot of things in the air, but you
Never would have looked there.
find
That thought never
that
crossed my
sort
mind.
of thing. So
That's a fun fact for the night.
yeah, fun facts.
All right. Well, in sticking with fun facts, which dinosaur do you think is the most misunderstood via pop culture, movies, just general word out there? Like, which dinosaur is the most misunderstood? I already have what I think.
I was going to say, I have one in mind.
I got one in mind too, but
Does this one go with
Enjoy the nugget,
Oh,
and then enjoy the wing.
Okay.
That last wing gave you a
I
slight
have confidence
tap
now.
down.
No, not tapping yet.
No, it was like growing up in the Middle Ages and having a food tested to make sure you weren't going to be poisoned. And everything. Like, tastes like it's not going to kill me.
Right, if it's not set in yet.
Oh, I forgot to identify it.
Oh yeah,
It's dead.
I think it was a aqualops.
For some reason, I'd like to say the drummy next, but you tell me, what do you want, a flat or a drummy?
They're going with the flats. We're going flats. The order already got messed up, I guess. So
Yeah, it's going to be what it's going to be.
Okay, I'm eating the whole thing. Here we go.
I'm glad you're here, Steve. You made me look bad, but you also made me feel bad. Because it's like,
How do I
you
make
can
you
eat
look
more
bad?
than me. Well, you made me feel bad because
Breathe in on that
I'm
one.
not doing very
Made that
well.
mistake once.
I'm pretty sure I know exactly what sauce this is.
Yep.
I almost tapped on that one. That was the third wing.
The order got messed up.
Oh well. Is that what happened?
There's one extra.
What? Was this one of the hottest wings that I ate the third time?
No, it's not.
No.
No.
Okay.
Just this last one. The nugget was just one off.
Yeah.
Yeah, the third one was definitely very hot. Hotter than either of these two have been.
Because I know exactly what that is by flavor.
Yep.
That right there is your de bomb right there.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yep.
Yeah. It's good. Yep, it's good.
That's something I hear.
You're the first person to tell us that's good.
I hear that a lot.
Actually, I think Kaylee tried to tell us that that's her favorite. So
Yeah, I think so.
It tastes like asphalt. There are certain flavor combinations when you're making food.
I have not tried asphalt, so I
No.
can take your word for that.
Losing out.
So your most misunderstood dinosaur.
who's the most?
I was going to turn this around and say, like, what's a most misunderstood paleontologic thing that people think they understand, but they don't?
How about you do that and they can...
I don't know what I'd say, though. I just think, like, most misunderstood dinosaur, it's like, well, I don't know. What's misunderstood? Everything is wrong until you get it right. I mean, my approach to research is that basically everything's wrong.
Okay.
Like, people, I mean, maybe this is the answer that people think science is about facts. It's not. Science is about testing hypotheses. And we make a hypothesis or we make an interpretation based on the data that we have, but then we get new information and we might change what we think. So we're constantly changing what we think. So the whole idea of which dinosaur is misunderstood, it's like, well, all of them. Like what you see around the museum is wrong. Everything is wrong. But it gets better every time we add more information. Or at least it does if you're dealing with people who actually do the research properly. So, I don't know, the misunderstood dinosaur is like, misunderstood is not quite the right word, I suppose I would say, but like everything is wrong, but we're getting better. And we're getting more information that allows us to build a bigger picture.
I had an ecology professor who held up our textbook in the beginning. She said, in 10 years, half of this is going to be wrong. But right now, this is as close to right as we can possibly get. And it's a real like statistical kind of answer, but that's kind of what we're getting at. In terms of most misunderstood, I mean, there's misunderstood in the context of like the public opinion. Like, here's what Hollywood movies do to dinosaurs versus, and we've had some come out, you know, that don't even have dinosaurs. They're just mixing things DNA and making stupid new things.
Right.
And then misunderstood in terms of maybe scientific debate. And I think one that bridges both gaps is this dinosaur Spinosaurus. You might have heard of Spinosaurus
Actually,
of
I've not.
Jurassic Park. Really? It has a big fin on its back, has a long snout with really pointy teeth. And in the movies, it's a giant ferocious thing, and it's like breaking Tyrannosaurus necks and stuff like that. But a lot of new specimens have been found, new things to show that.
By a lot, it means 3. That's a lot for some dinosaurs.
We've got goods. Cranial material, considering the original specimen was destroyed during World War II. It was in Germany. It got bombed. So we had all this information, a fairly complete specimen, and that was gone. So now we're trying to find more, build gaps. And so the scientific hypothesis is, I guess, between these couple of groups of researchers, either it was semi-aquatic, Some have gone forward and said it spent most of its time in the water, but no matter what, it's doing some sort of eating of fish and waiting.
Not T-Rexes.
No, no. So it doesn't have those upper body muscles and things to rip apart a T-Rex. Probably quite the opposite. But it was big and it was long.
I didn't get my Velociraptor. I was waiting for that one
I was
because I've
going to
heard
say,
so much change about that.
Are they as smart as they're portrayed in the movies? Would you say the Velociraptor, from what we know of them now?
I mean, obviously the movies is, when I do tours for kids, I say, who's seen Jurassic Park and Jurassic World? And they go, me. I say, what a load of rubbish. Back in the day, Jurassic Park, like the depictions of the dinosaurs were very good for the day. They really were, but they've gone backwards. The new movies are appallingly bad for like how they depict dinosaurs. Like they're worse than the original movies. The way they move, the way they look, the colors that they are, like the way the feathers are arranged. And there's been a new TV series come out just in the last week, which is light years ahead of what Hollywood is producing.
Okay.
So Velociraptor, I mean, the movie from like 30 years ago made a decent hack of it, but they're not super intelligent, but they're also not stupid. They're predators, and active predators tend to have a few smarts because they have to be able to catch things.
Yep.
They're not just brutes, especially because they are probably stealth predators as well.
Okay.
But, I mean, could they figure out door handles? I don't know, cats can figure out door handles. There's a lot of birds that are pretty clever.
So maybe. Now, I know we touched on this a little bit. What's the coolest fossil that you have personally been involved with? Would that enjoy that drummy that's sitting out there that probably should have been before the last one?
I always forget the question.
So do both of you finish all the wings every time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
What we thought was the bomb, this is the bomb.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that does taste bad.
I like it. I don't know. I can't explain it.
They definitely got out of order somehow.
Yeah, that taste. I understand people saying it tastes like diesel. It's got a very chemically taste.
It's got a very dirty flavor.
And I like the smell of gasoline on that day.
I have not heard that one yet either.
Reminds me of
asphalt.
driving out into the field. It's like usually it's the cold winter, and then you're finally driving out there, and you're on the hot forecourt, and the gas is evaporating away, and you can smell it all, and you're like excited. It's the smell of hot gasoline on a sunny day. It's exciting.
Gets you up in the morning right there.
Gets me every time.
Maybe that's it. There's nothing sugary or fruity or anything. It just is what it is, and sometimes it's what you need. You don't need much. You need more than that. No additives.
Need snow. That's what I need.
You need snow.
Yep, snow.
Good for snow.
I was going to say that one's going to take you a moment there, Steve.
I'm good though. I'm good.
You good?
So, discovery that I've been involved with in terms of maybe somebody found it, but now I'm in the lab with it.
Okay.
There's a reason I moved to Dickinson, North Dakota from Chicago. There were opportunities there. There are always, opportunities. There aren't many preparator positions listed in the world, very often. You might see one or two a week, so it's not a common gig. But I think we have the best lineup of specimens to prepare that I've seen in any lab in my career. And so, for example, the first
That was
month,
a mouthful.
oh, that got you, huh? The first month I started, I prepared the maxilla and dentary, so the toothy bits of the skull that we call Sisyphus, which is our new species of dinosaur here, Daspletosaurus wilsoni. Kind of looks like T-Rex. It's just a little smaller and 10 million years older. And this is a dream specimen, a star specimen. You don't see many. It just with just all the teeth locked in there. You know, I think all in all, what would you say we have in terms of mass? Maybe half of that skull, maybe
Maybe a little less than half, because we've only got one half of it anyway.
Yeah, that's true. And then we have a concretion. That's the giant block that's in the lab that presumably has the complete skeleton of a small tyrannosaur that could be a subadult or a juvenile Daspletosaurus. So we're building on this collection, and there's nothing quite like it, because literally posters and potentially literature will come out of the process of working on that fossil.
Yeah.
Because specifically something like that at that scale and such a hard rock using such precise microscopes and things, it just hasn't been done.
I can't remember what the question was. What was the question?
What's the coolest fossil discovery that you've personally been involved with?
How bad is it sneaking up on you? That was the question.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Well, I like behavior.
Okay.
Like, a lot of people like naming new species and things like that. I like finding fossils that show us something new.
Okay.
Something new about behavior. So it doesn't matter if it's a common species, so long as it shows us that it behaved in a certain way. So a couple of things, like one is the tooth marks that were found on Triceratops frills. I still haven't published this work, but we started finding tooth marks around the frill of Triceratops, and they showed us, you know, in the movies they'll show, oh, here's T-Rex, he's running along, he's biting something, he's doing all these things, but that's not, is that based on any actual evidence, or is it just saying, oh, we know it was a carnivore, so therefore it probably acted like this? Whereas we've actually got evidence of it grabbing hold of the back of the frill. It does like a little zigzag where it goes, and then it twists off sideways.
Okay.
Because we can see the tooth marks on the frill. And usually when you find tooth marks, like you get on these chicken bones, you get a couple of little marks on the end of the bone. So you know that it went sort of like that, but you don't know the detail
You don't know
of the movement of the animals as it's feeding. But a nice thing about Triceratops frills is they're quite flat. So you actually, it's almost like you've got a big canvas to scrape the teeth all over and see how the Tyrannosaur is moving its head. So it's not just one Triceratops we've got this on, it's like a number of different ones, and we find different tooth marks all over the skull. And we've managed to piece together how T-Rex would actually feed on the last meat of the carcass, is like there in the skull. So it like nibbles away at the neck meat, and it nibbles away at the nose meat, which is a bit weird.
Okay.
But these things probably had a big fleshy nose, and so they scrape the last meat off the nose. And the marks on the frill is where it sort of shakes and pulls the head off to get at the neck meat. That was pretty cool. But like the big wow moment when I was in the field, I guess, what was the question? The big wow moment, or something amazing you were involved in?
Coolest fossil.
Oh, well, the
We're
coolest
all
fossil.
blended together now.
One of the coolest
right.
fossils is in my office. I'm still working on the site, on the descriptions, but we're building an exhibit for it,
Okay.
hopefully in the next year or so. They're burrows where a dinosaur called Leptoceratops raised its young. And it was basically living underground when T-Rex and Triceratops were stomping around on the surface. So leptos would have been living here in Dickinson, for example.
Okay.
And they raised their babies in burrows. We have babies in burrows, and we have adults. And the burrows probably collapsed in on them from time to time, and so you find them in 3 dimensions and stuff like that.
Okay.
And
Are they smaller dinosaurs?
yeah, they're dog-sized, large dog-sized. I mean, they have massive heads and sort of normal-looking bodies. So they kind of look like a pig. So they don't get a very good. They're not very popular with kids. You know, no kid wants to be a Leptoceratops. This great big massive head, sort of pig look, living underground, snorting a lot.
Getting crushed and suffocating.
Yeah, but they are. It's just like, you can't look for that stuff. You keep your eyes open, and you've got to be able to recognize it when you see it.
Okay.
Because, usually you're just finding bone of this, bone of that. You find a whole T-Rex or a whole Tyrannosaur, you think that's really nice, but it's like, well, the nicest looking skeletons don't have that much evidence on them because they just floated along in the river and got very quickly covered up.
Okay.
Whereas the stuff where you see interactions have been pulled to bits or stamped on, and you've got to look for those clues as to how the bones are arranged in the ground that tell you these stories.
All right. So with your next wing, if you had to rank your fossil hunting prep tools, your steels, your carbons, your diamond bits, all the coated stuff, what would be your ultimate legendary tool for all your fossil preps? What makes it the easiest? And with that, next wing.
I don't like the looks of this one.
I really like the flavor, but
The flavor is better than the diesel one. Oh, sorry.
the Queen Majesty must have been right before the bomb.
So it's an interesting question, mostly because I am actively building my dream prep tools.
Okay.
So there are 2 conferences coming up where I'm presenting on 2 different things. One thing we have in the lab right now, if you're just a visitor and you're looking, you're going to think, you say it's a big microscope on a boom stand. What it is, and I'm working on this with a colleague of mine, Mike Eklund, is a Frankenscope built from different brands and different parts of microscope to have the best ergonomics for carrying the type of microscope I need to work on that specimen, which is heavy. Because what do we need? We need high magnification. The higher the magnification on a binocular stereo microscope, the heavier it gets. The higher the magnification, the more light you need going on the specimen. So now we have lights hanging from it, and we got to blast it with, I blast it with warm light. Some people like cool light, but we have the options for doing that. And we also want this to be documented, recorded, and have a feed going to the gallery so people can see what I see. So we have a big photo tube on that with a digital camera mounted, so you can see how this gets heavier and heavier and heavier. But now I need to precisely move it and maneuver it and turn it, because it's not just a flat plane. Imagine this, I'm a tiny little person here running over this chicken wing. There's all sorts of angles that I need to get to. And there are variants of this machine or this piece of equipment that Mike has built in other places, but this is the newest iteration that was sort of a concept from that was both of ours. And that's not one tool that can do everything. There's not going to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'll also bring up 3D printing. I have a presentation on 3D printing coming up. I have a filament printer that I'm doing multiple materials all at once. And for many different reasons, that helps us make great replicas of vertebrate fossils. And also tools. A lot of the bins and organizers and things in the lab I've printed on this printer, and I've made some custom adaptations to it to allow it to also print volatile materials that need HEPA filtration and things. So I'm building them, I guess is my answer.
That's awesome though, because then you can build to what you need and actually adapt in real time, and it's awesome to see technology progress far enough to be able to let you do that in a lab as well.
Yeah.
So I have 2 answers as well. The opposite end from Steve, I think. First of all, oyster knives.
Okay.
So when you're in the field and you're digging, like in the sediments that we are, the rock isn't all that hard usually, and so you can break it up with hand tools. So one of our best hand tools we use in the field is an oyster knife.
Okay.
And I often think, like, every year before the field season, like, I'll buy, like, another 10 oyster knives or something, and most people probably are, like, they have one oyster knife their whole life because, I mean, I didn't grow up eating oysters. I've never eaten an oyster, actually.
It
It just sounds horrible, but
I was
like,
going to say, not the time to start, don't worry.
what it does is, it's a quite wide blades, but it's kind of symmetrical, and you slide it into the oyster, presumably. I mean, I've actually never seen someone use one.
Old, yeah.
And then you turn it, and it wedges open the oyster, but it just gives you great control, like in your hand, and you can like lever things and be very careful and delicate with them. And it's really, really good for digging around dinosaur bones. So I'm kind of an oyster knife connoisseur. I've got a number of different ones, slightly different shapes depending on what you want, and trying them out. And like I say, the companies that we buy them from, it's like, what on earth are you doing? Like, who needs like 20 oyster knives a year? But we wear them down because we're sticking them into rock, you know.
Yeah.
And then sort of the other end of things is rock chisels. They're hard to find in America. In fact, most places they're hard to find. You can get like cold steel chisels, but the very best ones come from Italy, and they're made for carving marble, or mostly carving marble. They also carve granite, they carve rock in Italy. It's like obviously a tradition going back thousands of years. And fire steel chisels and these carbide chisels, but the shapes of them and the carbide tips, it's just incredible.
Okay.
There's nothing quite like it. Like when you've used one of those, you just don't go back. Like you just like the precision you get and the power and the tempered steel. It's a beautiful thing to hold. I've had a lot of chisels, and like they flake and they fall, they splinter off, and all sorts of things. They get rusty, and then there's these beautiful, like the weight of them, the balance. It's like those video games and things where people say, "Oh, you've got to get a sword. It's got to be properly balanced." It's like you get a chisel, and it's like you can hold it in your hand. It's just the right.
Just like
video game
that perfect
I get the
keyboard
chisel.
right there.
Especially when it comes to field people like Denver and I, we all have our proclivities, and we all, you know, for example, I don't use the oyster knives as much. I like using bayonets. Deanna and I use bayonets. There are bayonets designed horribly for this kind of job, and there are bayonets that do it perfectly. So I went on this 5-year challenge of buying different kinds of bayonet and finding the perfect
Got
one.
a lot of lists.
Yeah. And Deanna is off camera, but we can concur. We think that we found the perfect one this past season. And so I went and I bought 5 of those.
He's on one of the FBI list.
Yeah, I was going to say he's on the watch list.
Don't
Buying
go to
the
my
bayonets.
Amazon.
I mean, anyone who
Suspicious
has
already.
tools though, like when you've got the perfect, great, best tool, like
I can say it for a keyboard, so I know exactly what you're talking about. There is a perfect keyboard to type on.
do you like the little brown micro switches, the ones that you used to get, the micro switch keyboards,
No.
mechanical ones?
The brand new
The
mechanical ones. are
new
really,
mechanical. Not the
really-
old mechanical, the new mechanicals.
I got an old mechanical keyboard upstairs that came with a broken computer we used to have on exhibit.
PS2 connector.
Yeah, probably.
I don't remember, but it's got like the various different colored switches underneath the keyboards. Like, they sell for like a few dollars a piece. Like each of these keyboards is like people go to charity shops looking
keys
for
of the
these old
keyboard.
mechanical keyboards. Well, the switches themselves are worth money. But like,
One eBay listing per switch.
they really do.
Do well.
I'm sure.
I'll show it to you. You'll love it. I just haven't got around to
Put that in
getting
the
it.
museum.
We're just really putting this off.
Yeah, you guys are
Yeah, I
avoiding
like
next
putting
one.
that off.
Now, if the museum suddenly announced that, hey, a dinosaur was coming back and you were going to go into like survival mode, what is the one dinosaur that you don't want to be running from? With that, enjoy your wait.
Where did 3 come from? 1, 2, fine. 3, the death wing. And then everything since then has been edible.
I agree.
3 was just like,
What happened with
We
3?
just needed you guys to like get in wing mode. That
Why
was
did you get scared?
That's what 3 was.
Which one was that?
3 would have been the 4th sauce, I think.
Yeah. I think it was that one.
I hate it. I hate it.
I'll find out where the company is and we'll send them hate mail. I got some ideas. Fuck the question again. What was it? Something about when you get
If
invited?
a dinosaur is coming back to life, you guys are going into survival mode. Which dinosaur do you not want to be running from?
Not one to be running from. Well, I'll give a different answer to this. I grew up in a big dairy area.
Okay.
And anyone, like, there's obviously people around here are very familiar with cows, different kind of cows, beef cows. I'm not going to talk about that. But just like, I don't know, cow pies, people talk about them around here, and it's like, you don't want to step in cow shit. It's like, where I come from, it's just a puddle. And you'll smell it for weeks. Anyway, cows are like great big heavy animals, and they don't really know what they are, and they'll just trample you.
Okay.
So like, what do I not want to be around? Is like, people think, oh, triceratops and big sauropods, they'll be fine. No, they'll just kick you over, and they won't notice. Like, they're completely oblivious. Big, heavy animals, they don't really notice you.
Okay.
I think it's quite insulting as a human, the idea that these big animals is like you're nothing to them. You'll just get stamped on, squashed, and they won't even notice. And people think, oh, raptors and T-Rex are all going to be like devious little clever things, or they're going to rip you to bits. It's like getting trampled by the docile thing is surely more insulting than being a meal for some. Like, the raptors will probably at least sort of try and creep up on you because they actually want to eat you. Whereas the big herbivores, they're just wandering about. We were always warned, you don't, when you're feeding cattle in the winter, you know, they used to drop the food in, they throw it over the walls.
Okay.
Because the cattle would rush in and they trampled a few farmers in the winter.
Okay.
Because they were there in the field and they were hungry and it was really snowy. So like, I always kind of imagine like really big herbivores are going to be dangerous like that. They didn't show you that in the movies. They're like, oh, he's a gentle giant. It's like, there's no such thing as a gentle giant. They're great big heavy animals. You've got to have respect for them.
Okay.
Or just, unless you like getting trampled.
Only like it once.
We have a lot of bones. And probably more than half our sites, I will say, have at least an example of a crushed bone. Some of them are, you know, entirely crushed and broken and skewed and moved apart.
So it happens more than you would expect.
Maybe as expected. You're not getting a perfect sample of time when you're looking at rock. You're just getting a little sliver of it. But it is a phenomenon we see, and so I've had this. It hasn't been a nightmare, but I've had this image before of just trying to wade through a river, and like 1,000 duckbills are just on their way through. They're moving faster. They're not looking at you. They're not caring. I just think of my dad, who almost died getting trampled at a Jimmy Buffett concert. It just, even people, he has a huge group, you're moving. He tries to help this woman who fell over, and they just start, you know, walking over them. And then I relate that to the duckbills. If you want an honest answer, I say I'm pretty afraid of aqualops. Do you know what aqualops is?
Nope.
Oh, it's so tiny. It's like this little guy, this little ceratopsian-looking thing. But you don't really know what these things are like truly capable of, right? It's really cute, first of all. You can just die based on like how cute it is. But did it have venom? I don't know. There are certain things that just don't preserve, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So maybe something like T-Rex would come across you and just walk around you and go the other way. Maybe it doesn't care about you at all. Maybe it's the smaller
snack,
things.
no real meal.
Yeah.
It's not interested in eating you.
Yeah.
All right.
I know that feeling.
So with your next little dino nugget here, this one you can either answer in the field or out in the lab. What do you do, or what keeps you passionate when it gets hot out there, when it gets dirty out there, when you're in the lab, when you can't get this best, when you're working tedious, wherever it is? What do you do? What is it that just keeps you going, keeps that fire going? And with that,
Well, let's try to simulate the heat.
next little guy.
Keep that fire going.
Uh-huh. You still put that to bomb. saw.
Is it?
I think this
Tastes vinegary.
I think this is Alice Cooper.
Maybe.
I think it
I
was
like
another
that one.
Again,
switcheroo.
nothing compared
like
to
this
3.
one.
3 was an awful mistake.
What happened with that? I feel like it just killed all my taste buds.
Oh, I got to eat the wing as well.
Yep, gotta eat the wingy as well.
We broke Denver. Wing 3, just boom, broke him.
This is pretty mild as far as I'm
Which
concerned.
sauce is it? Which sauce is
Which
it?
is
I think this is the one that was swapped with 3. That would make sense.
So the fun part, we sample most of the sauces ahead of time. 3 just happens to be one that Landon had never had, and we didn't try it at the same time as trying the other ones.
Yeah.
So we kind of just like
Threw it in
rough judged where it should go.
I question your judgment.
That tastes good, but where's the heat? I think this just must have nuked the taste buds.
I will say it does happen sometimes. You start off a little hot, and then they all just
Yeah.
kind of taste the same after that.
High expectations here.
No, 3 was that's the question there. I can't remember what it was.
Long days out in the field, long days in the office. What keeps you passionate? Shorten it up.
Oh, got a bit of it there.
Creep it up.
Okay.
I love looking at dinosaurs and finding fossils, and I like sharing those stories with the public. And I know that we're very lucky to get to do that.
I will say you got stories. You've never told me the same story twice. You've always had something new, so I know you got stories.
Stories about how we stay passionate, though. I don't know, like. I mean, when you're out in the
really love
heat,
dinosaurs.
after a while, you get used to it, don't you? I mean, honestly, the worst thing is coming back here and being in air conditioning for like half a day, and it just kind of takes away all your superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go outside and you feel like a piece of bacon in a grill, and you're like, zzz, and it's like sizzling away. Like,
I can work in a cold server room all day long. Put me out in the heat, and it sucks it out of me really quick.
I'll tell you what, this happens frequently. Let's say I'm out there, I've walked 5 miles in a day, maybe 6 miles, and it's 100 degrees. It gets 105, 106, even more than that. Call it off at a certain point. Nope, in my eye again. Here we go. When I am, and I have, what's that, Denver?
no, then I made a bad joke.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Sure, I didn't. Yeah.
I must have, I guess. Hold on. I'll get a napkin. It'll be fine.
Still like winking. People will think it's been like character, camera.
And I'm
Break the
also,
third wall.
I'm often, like, this is us. We're often climbing up a hill at the end of the day with a jacket on our back. So maybe we got 50 pounds on our back.
get to
What
make Steve
keeps
do
me
that.
going? Yeah, he makes me do. What keeps me going is the cold soda pop waiting in the cooler. We have nice coolers that keep things really cold. We even have propane fridges. I think about that cold soda every single day.
Yeah, that's very true. The cold soda is amazing.
It's a little thing sometimes.
Yeah.
Getting ice cream in town. People look forward to going into town and getting ice cream.
They beg for it sometimes.
Having a sit-down toilet is quite that's something that keeps me passionate.
It's very low.
That's the thing to look forward to there. Soda in the toilet.
So in the toilet, man, life is set.
If we did this in the field, it'd certainly be something like this.
You guys would be fighting over the toilet. You ready for that last swing there, Steve?
I feel like it's not going to be very spicy.
I don't know, I keep just thinking, like, if they swap them around, then this one could still be worse than that one.
Yet to be seen.
All right.
Why do you guys believe that dinosaurs still capture people's imaginations today? With that, enjoy that wing.
I'll just forget the question.
It might be weak sauce compared to sauce today.
Yes, we can sure.
think I broke your taste buds. They're done yet.
Which one is this? I don't know much of that. How?
That's your 2.7.
Is this
How am I not
2.7 million
feeling
what?
2.7?
You're not feeling nothing.
Sauce 3, by the way, is supposed to be like 700,000.
Okay, that's what did it.
So Source 3 was more than this one?
No,
No.
700,000, 2.3 million.
700,000 is still a lot. I mean, for me at least.
Yeah.
I'd say only. I think we went backwards.
Okay, Sauce 3. I'm just going to do a little nibble here.
You can add some if you like, Steve.
What, to this?
Just add sauce 3. It's the fourth one in that piece.
Oh,
You
God.
got the nugget.
Oh, fuck. I just took a little nibble.
Yeah, Source 3 is like
What is going
the
on
only
with
one
that?
that's been bad. The rest have been completely just pure apprehension.
Why is this 700? This is 2 million, but it's no time.
We have questioned that the whole time of the numbering system gets interesting.
Are people still interested in dinosaurs?
What makes them so fascinating? Yeah.
They were really huge, they're extinct. I got a friend who works on whales, fossil whales,
Okay.
and I always think, like, he knows all about the whales. There's a really interesting story about how they evolve, but they're still around. I mean, mostly, actually. They're probably going to be away in give them 100 years. But anyway, they're still around, and so there's not the same mystique.
Okay.
Like with dinosaurs, they were huge, they dominated the planet for so long, but then they're gone. So we kind of got to figure out what they were like. And
So maybe it's just the mysterious type aspect of them that keeps people driving forward on it.
well, I mean, I think if people like animals and they're interested in, like for me, it's the detective story, the detective work. How do we find out this stuff? Like, I'm not all that excited about memorizing lists of dinosaur names, like some people seem to think is exciting. But how do we find out this stuff and the cleverness of it and finding new bits of information and new ways of studying it? There's always something new and exciting like that, and the animals themselves are big and exciting too.
Okay.
Whereas
Wing 3 is that hot, Steve?
He's dying.
Wing 3 is bad. Wing 3 is peppers up. No. It's horrible.
it's very strange.
Fuck.
After Wing 3, I thought, that's number 3, I am going to die. And then everything else was like,
Way easy. We made it easy apparently. You can always take another bite of Wing 3, Denver.
no, I'm not.
Be like Steve.
3 was not enjoyable. I think everything else was enjoyable. 3 was like,
The flavors were good on all of them. Mm-hmm. Goes with the heat.
well, apart from the one that tasted like diesel.
Oh yeah.
There was some taste. Yeah. Diesel 1, 3 1, I'd push those away. But the rest were all had their appeal.
All right, so I guess that leads us to our last question. Our favorite and least favorite sauces. I think we've already picked a least favorite.
Yeah, that's definitely least favorite.
Peppers up. That's what it's called. Don't do it if you're watching. Whoever won, don't do it.
I quite like some of the latter ones. I like them with a little bit of sweet sometimes.
This is the best.
The bomb. Beyond saying he's the best.
That's the best.
But I don't know which one was which.
Well, roughly which one was it? And I'll line you up with the sauce. Was it a nugget or was it a wing?
I don't think any of the nuggets were especially exciting. Some like one of those ones. I don't know.
This is the last one. This is the second to last one. And I would say that a couple of them were switched right in the middle there.
So that one was switched.
I feel like I just put acid, like sulfuric acid or something.
Well, who would you guys nominate if you could for whether it be a city department, whether it be a community organization or a business? Who would you nominate to join us with us on the snacks?
You know, have you been with the CVB?
We actually recorded with Macy from there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we have Macy out of
Macy
there.
on there. And
My wife works at the university, so you could always go and ask them. They got lots of people. There's bound to be someone up for it.
there's bound to be somebody foolish enough to do it with
Were you
us.
naming your wife on that one, or just you?
Oh no, she doesn't do hot food at all. She thought I was going to die in this, which I nearly did. If things got worse after 3, I thought. But, no.
You were going to join the collection.
Well, one of my friends asked me once if it was my ambition to become a fossil, and no. I mean, for a couple of reasons. One, it means you probably fell in a river and got covered up in a flood very rapidly, which doesn't sound like a nice thing.
Not a way to go, no.
You could get buried at sea, maybe. That would be a way to do it. But the other is, I don't know. I don't really want to be stuffed in a case with people like pointing at me and kids banging on the glass saying, "Give us a wave, Steve."
That's one way to think of it, right there.
That's what I do.
Have you had Greg Beck on?
No, we haven't had Greg
Safety
back on.
guys on.
I officially nominate Greg.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
We will let him know.
I will let him know when I see him next.
Well, we'd like to thank you guys for joining us. We'd like to thank everybody online that's going to take and watch this. Please like, subscribe, and let us know who you'd like to see as well. Thanks, guys.
Don't do the peppers up.
Yeah. Then the 3 comes after 10.
Yeah.
Well, now we know. You guys are the test case.
I was totally caught off guard there. I'm like, oh, number 3, fine.
Thank you, guys. This is great.
I ate like half the snow.
That was.
You ate half the cooler.
He did.
Almost, yeah.
He went to town that snow. Like, he was just scooping. Like, I could not stop laughing. I was scared of breathing it in and getting in my lungs. I was like, trying not to look, but I'm like, don't look away. I got look.